Hello YouTubes, it is the final day of the Max Pack Challenge where I try to repair a box of Max's old, broken or not running well trains. I have to say, I'm running out of steam. Trains only get diesels left. We have this one that does this. We have this one that does this. And we have this one that does this. After working on those steam trains, this should be a doddle. Let's begin with this. What make is it? Lifelike. With traction tyres. Very dirty wheels. Anyway, it is going to be a pancake drive motor with traction tyres. Really not my favourite at all. It's a shame. When I first saw Lifelike, I was like, ooh, it might be a proto, but it's definitely not a proto. Although it is really heavy, considering. We'll see what we can do. See what's hiding underneath. Oh, you're going to make me take off that coupler. What a pain. It's one of those annoying ones with the little arm that you need to lift up. Pull the coupler out with your other... Oh, come on. Come on, get off. Come on, get off. Please. It's supposed to be an easy one. Okay. Coupler's out. Body off. Just look at all that weight. All that for a pancake motor. Okay, first thing I want to do then is put some power to there and there from my little power pack here and see if it's a pickup problem or a motor problem. I've got a light coming on the front, but the motor is not doing anything. So we need to dive deeper. Let's take these two sets of wires off. I'm just looking to see if we need to drop it first. Probably easier if we drop it down first. How do we do that? I wonder. I can't actually see. This is a different design again. There's a sort of bar thing there holding it in. I guess the other side is going to be the same, but you've got these connections in the way. Let's get that one down first. There we go. Drop you down. Come on. I just find it very strange that it's not doing anything with the motor. Does that mean the motor's seized up? I wonder. Oops, motor's still spinning. Oh, I can see rusty bits on the surface. We might have to completely dismantle this. I'm going to try the power again. See if we get anything. Oh, I saw movement. There is life. Do you see that? This might not be terminal after all. I think it's possible that there's a dead spot on the surface of the armature, I think you call it. The equivalent of a commutator, I guess. And when it reaches that point, if it stops on it, it won't start again. You're completely destroying my theory here. Come on. Okay, I need to dig deeper. Let's let's strip it down. Okay, red and green go towards the coupler. Careful when you take these off. Underneath this little tab there's a spring and a brush. I wonder if the brush is just completely wrecked. I do have spare brushes, so not the end of the world. I might even replace these screws because they're a bit rounded at the top. What a tiny spring. Let's get the other one off. Remember, red and green to the front. Spring looks a bit wrecked. It's gone a bit sideways. And again, we should be able to apply power down to those brushes and something should happen. Interesting. I'm getting some smoke, which could mean that it's been over-oiled at some point. Smoky goodness. Okay, we're getting smoke. Smoke isn't always good, but at least we know it's not dead. Let's get these brushes out, if we can. If they've been welded on, then they might not come out. Probably as well just to take that apart. This one's got a couple of little screws there, so let us remove this truck cover. Unclip that. Pull them off. So many gears in this. Right, let's take the wheels off. These are all plastic with traction tyres, so it doesn't matter which way around they go, they're not picking up power from the track. We do have quite a lot of gears, but they are symmetrical. We can remember how they go back together, because I'm going to remove these two screws. Wow, there's barely anything left thread-wise. I don't understand how these could ever be so badly worn. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to remove this. That's insanely tight. Absolute nonsense. I think someone's glued this in. Seriously, I'm going to have to find some fancy size screwdriver to get in there. Hold on a sec. Let's see if there's anything in this Dollarama set. I think it's going to have to be... I've got a little hex screwdriver. Would that work? Nope. I think it's going to have to be a small flat screwdriver. Like that, maybe. Nothing is working. Oh, it's coming. Okay, I'm going to have to replace that screw. That is absolute nonsense. Completely wrecked. Right, brushes still have not come out. We should now at least be able to take this apart. I'm watching for clips. I've been caught out before that there's been hidden clips. Don't see any. Right. Just being as careful as I can. Okay, got that off in one piece. Let's get the gears out. I'm just trying to keep these in order of removal. I always get confused putting them back in. Right, let's get this out. Oops, bring in the magnets with it. And the brushes are still stuck in there, look. Let's get them out. Yeah, they're pretty short. I wonder if I've got similar size ones I can use, and they're really oily. Look at that. Everything's really oily, including the face of that. So I think all we have to do actually is just give this a bit of a clean. Yeah, I think that might be the problem. Let's get a little toothpick in there in that wee groove just to clean that out. Yeah, it's not a very deep groove, to be honest. It's not like the normal motors. I'm calling them normal motors because I don't know what they're called normally. Anyway, that's that done. I can actually go back together now. That all looks fine. Alright, let's pop that back in. Not there. It goes in here. Tell you what, let's put a tiny drop of oil in there. Just a drop, not a gallon like seemed to have been in it before. So that's for that surface down there. Probably need to get the magnets in first. Goodness, I wonder which way around to go. I'm guessing to go that way, although it probably works either way. Yeah. Let's put them in that way. One in there. And the other in there. Yep, that seems to be doing what it's supposed to do. Let's get the cover on. Tiny dribble in the top. We can't put the cover on yet, we've got to get the gears on first. So, that one there, that one there, that one there, that one there, and the big one on the top. Lovely. Oh, there's a tiny little washer there, worth noticing or noting. Just there. Okay. Right, let's get this on. It's dripping with oil. I'll give that a quick clean. I'm a big fan of lubricating stuff, but when it's done to excess, it just makes things worse. I'm also not a fan of this old school grease that they used to use. The stuff I got from the hobby store, the Labelle clear stuff, it's basically synthetic petroleum jelly. Well, it's petroleum jelly without the petroleum, I guess. And so far, I'm really liking it, because it doesn't solidify. Right, let's get this cover on. Make sure all our little gear shafts are lining up. Looks good, still turns. Lovely. So technically, actually, you know, I'm jumping the gun. Right, I did find another screw. I think that one's okay. And I found a new one to use at the bottom, down there. Let me just double check I'm not putting in the garbage one again. Although I seem to have lost that one. We'll put a good one in at least. Not mega tight this time. This one. Again, not mega tight. Gear's still spinning. So I should be able to put my prongs down there and the motor should work. I'm going to put the lid on the highly flammable alcohol first. Right, this should work even without the brushes. There we go. So, just congealed oil. What a shame. Well, it's not a shame, it's good because it's a relatively easy fix. Just going to clean up the oil from the top. Clean up the surface of these brushes. Surfaces of these brush eye. Because they're also covered in oil. It's ridiculous. One down. Where'd it go? Where's it gone? Didn't hear it hit the floor. Oh, there he is. Okay. Panic stations. Right, let's get them back in their little holes. Not sure if it matters which way round they're going. They both look equally bad. Get the other one in. Once it gets going and burns off the whatever's left of the oil, it should be just fine. So we can get the wheels back on, close this up, and we'll be good to go. Traction tyres are okay. Is that the right way round? Yeah, that way. Okay. And that way. Lovely. Get the cover on. Oh, which way round was the cover? Doesn't matter at the moment, to be honest. That can go in any time. It's more important to get the springs back in. As much as I don't like these springs, it actually needs the shorter springs for this. Although that one's wrecked. Let's find more springs. Right, I found replacement springs, but they're from a ring-field motor, so they're quite a bit longer compared to those, but you know what, they should still squish down enough. So we can get this back in here. And what did I say? Red and green to the front, which is handy because that means I know which way around this goes now. So let's get that in. This only goes in one way actually. There's a bigger slot at one side than the other. Every time I do that I push that wheel out. Right, this time don't push the wheel up. That bit's in, clip that over there. That's in, lovely. Let's get this in. Well, we're not in yet, we need to put these on first. It's a wee bit fiddly. Okay, that screw is not the best, but it's going to have to do. Let's see if we can start with it that way, rotate it around a bit, get the spring on top. Yeah, it just doesn't, it looks like it's bent actually. Let me just check that. This little thing here, yeah, it's definitely bent, so that needs to get bent the other direction a little bit. That's better. Let's we'll check the other one while we're here. Yeah, it's also bent. That's better, or right. Red and green to the front. I know I keep saying that, I've got to keep reminding myself. Right, let's get one of these gigantic springs in. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to spin that round. Let's just... I can't get the thing out. To just push it down as we screw it down, like that. One down. Let's get the other one on. Getting a wee bit trickier now. Oh, there he is. Tweezers to the rescue. Spring in there. Behave. Spring in there. I need to find the last screw, preferably not one of the crappy ones. I think this one's a good one. Screw you down. Pop you back in. I'm that confident it's going to be just perfect. So now when we touch those two connections, it will work. It will. Are you ready? Power up halfway. Power up a bit more. Oh, it was going. It was going. But it still just needs to burn off the crud that's on the end of the brushes, unfortunately. Come on. Be good. Yeah, I just need to rotate it a little tiny bit. Trust me, this will work. And go. Okay, will it work again now that I've switched it off? Yeah. So it's definitely going to need a bit of time for it to burn off whatever's left on the end of the brushes. Do the wheels make it work though? That is the question. Those two do. And those two do. So I will give the front wheels a bit of a clean. Don't know where that came from. Nope, not a clue. Spares. Why is that loose? God, is there anything not faulty with this stuff? Well, it's the wrong screw. Look, it doesn't even tighten up. That's been repaired at some point. Anyway, let me clean these wheels, get the shell back on, and that's ready to go on the track. And we can move on to the next one for now. Next up, we have this CN GP 30 something, I don't know, GP 30 something. I suspect it's going to have exactly the same issue. Not as much weight in this, which makes more sense because these little motors can't haul about. That other one's going to hardly move, I think. It's way too much weight for such a small motor. Anyway, let's do what we did before. Hook up the power to those two prongs and see if it is a motor problem or a pickup problem. Motor problem again. Wow, is this going to be exactly the same thing? I don't even need to drop it down, I don't think. At least when this one has got all-wheel pickup, albeit only 1 or 2 axle drive. The wheels are actually strangely clean. Anyway, let's take these little screws out. At least these screws are in good condition. See what the brushes are like. Although I might have to drop the motor anyway and do what I did in the last one. Let's take it apart, find out. At least the spring's in better condition. The brush actually looks fine in there. So does that just mean that the armature is completely oilified? Oh, by the way, red is at the middle this time, just to shake things up a bit. Again, the brush looks fine. Oh, that's not spinning at all in there. Okay, looks like we're going to have to drop this down and get right into it as before. This one's got a little screw in the side that holds a little plastic bar like that onto the side to prevent it dropping down. And there's a little pushy bit at that side. There's one of my brushes popped out. Looks fine. Other one's still in there. There he comes. Again, these brushes are fine, so it's going to be very interesting to see what's going on inside there. Looks to be exactly the same type with the two screws. Okay, might as well remove this cover again. Looks like I'll also be getting the soldering iron out since I just broke that one off. Yeah, so this red wire has to get soldered on down there. No biggie. Let's get into this with this clip here. Off that'll come. Okay, gears look fine. Wheels clip in. That one's way too stiff. Take that one out. Yeah, you see where that black wire is? I need to re-solder the red one onto that. It's okay, no biggie. Oh, look at that. That wiper's been bent away down, so that wasn't getting much of a pickup. So I'll clean them up. But first I need to get in here and find out what's going on in there. So, two screws there. And there. Oh, goodness. Lever this apart again, carefully. Remove the gears again. Right, big gear. Two little gears. Two little gears with little shafts in them. That is spinning, so doesn't look too bad. I'm always worried when I do these that these little copper wires are broken, because I don't really see a problem with that. It's maybe a wee bit dirty, so obviously we'll give that a quick clean. I mean, it's a wee bit dirty, but I don't think it's bad enough to stop the motor from running. Oh well. Wonder if that magnet's upside down. It's well in there. Well, let's reassemble. Forgot my drip of oil. Okay, that's that reassembled. Might as well put the bottom bit on again. Oh, I think this one can go either way. Oh, that's annoying. Let's try this way. What do you think? That way? Can anyone remember? Oh, that looks right. Okay, let's go that way. Right, need heat on my soldering iron. Back in a sec. Should have done the soldering before I put the truck cover back on because it's way down there. Let's get that off again. Let's see which way. Let's go on this one here. That makes sense because the black one's on that side, red one on this side and here. Yep, so we need a wee bit of flux on that one, bit in the wire, a bit of solder on that terminal there. Try not to melt the plastic. There we go. Only melted it a wee bit. Get this wire on. Okay, so that's our wires back on. Let's get this in the right way round. So we've got the red wire on this side. So it has to go that way. Lovely. Running out of space again. So now we need to get our brushes back in, our springs and our little tabs over the top. Which way around should we go? Oh, it was red in the middle, wasn't it? So, is that right? Red there, red there. Yeah, so red gets hooked up to that one. And black hooked up to that one. Let me do that one. Okay, I think I forgot to put just a wee squidge of oil in there. Make sure it's in there as well. Wheels are in the right places. This can get pushed back in there. Suppose I could test it first, right? Let's get this back on then. And he is going that way. Well, didn't think I put that much oil in. See? A little oil goes a long way. Let's try some power on these. I have every confidence this will work. So much for every confidence, eh? Again, it needs to just wake up, basically. Let's try it with the wheels at the front. Yeah, something just needs to wear away. Okay, I know that sounded rough, but it was just rattling on the desk, trust me. Right, that goes back in there. Don't catch any of your wires. Little clip at one side goes in there. Again, get that wire up there. And get our little bar back on. There's a little locating pin there, which I believe goes in there. Just that wee hole, the second hole down. Tiny little black screw, very easy to lose. One final test. And the cradle, of course. Okay, so one on either side. That's interesting because the back wheels have got traction tires, so it can really only make a contact with the rails at the very sides there. Okay, they're all working. So that's another one ready to get its shell back on, and he'll be ready for the test at the end. One more to go. And finally, we have this little chap. This one's a bit different from the ones you've seen, I'm sure, because this is made of metal, which is strange because it's a Tyco, and Tyco don't generally... No, it's not made of metal. It feels like it's made of metal because it's really heavy. Let's see what's going on underneath. I think this just needs a bit of a clean, to be honest, because it is running, if a bit jerky. So we shall see what is going on under there. Actually, I don't think that's how you take this apart. I think that's how you take the motor and everything off of the base. I can see little tabs there. Let's carefully lever in there maybe, or in here. Need to be careful because I really like this one. And in there, there's a little tab, and in there. Now the body should come off. Need to be careful of that though. This is a bit strange. I'm not sure how that's going to attach. Nope, that makes no sense at all. Unless this coupler just sits in there, and you've really got to be careful how you line the back up. It's the only way that's going to work. Anyway, no, it's not made of metal. Kind of looks like it's made of metal though. It's really nice. This is a lot of weight in this little thing. Oh, it's so dry. Look how dry it is. And the wipers going onto the wheels are a wee bit corroded. So it looks like it's got wipers on this side. I don't see wipers on the other side, so it probably grounds through the chassis itself. So yeah, we need to just give this a clean. Right, I'm going to continue to take those screws out though, because I do want to separate this. Now what happens? Okay, so motor's coming away. Oh, this, I've never seen a motor like this before. This is really strange looking. Need to be careful. Don't really want to be stripping this motor down either. Although, it doesn't look like it would be that hard. I reckon if we remove that screw and that screw, that plastic might lift off. Yeah, obviously if when I remove this one, it's going to reveal the brush, but that's okay. I want this one going as best as it possibly can, because I think it's really nice. Right, let's see if we can just lift this off. Yep. Obviously it's left the brushes in there. That's okay, we might actually be clever and be able to put them back in that way. Oh, what am I talking about? I'm just being lazy. I'll take it off and clean it. Right, let's get these brushes out. Oop, spring. We should have two of them. Nope, the other one's still in there. Okay, let's get this out. Can't take this out because it's got the gear and I'm not touching that gear. So I'm just going to clean that in situ. Yeah, I'm glad I took that off actually. It's pretty dirty. And this is going to help it run much nicer. Lovely. Put that to the side. Let's get this little spring out. Let's see. Should probably remove this. Well, that one seems to be soldered on. Okay, I'm going to have to put these back in the way we took it out, which is not the best, but well. Give their little houses a clean. Okay, tricky bit is getting this back in. As I say, I could probably take... Oh, I see what it is. They're actually in little slides. That looks really tricky. So I would need to... Oh my goodness. Let's see if we can lever this up a little bit. Basically, the ring part needs to come up a little bit and then the whole thing should slide backwards. That's it up. slide it back. Like that. Get something in there and clean that as well. Okay, so that can stay like that for now. The other one should be the same. Lift this bit up, slide it back, slide it back. Like that. Okay, good. So we don't need to take them all the way out. That makes it a little bit easier to reinstall. So, which way round was it? I'll tell you what we'll do. While I remember, let's get a wee dribble of oil down there. A little bit in the top there. Let's see, do I need to oil this? Not at the moment. Let's get it back together first. Oh, this is sided. I can't remember which way round it was. Let's see, does it go that way? It goes that way, but does it go the other way? Please don't. Please don't go the other way. Oh, it does. So it can go either way. Did it go that way, or were the wires at the top? I think the wires were at the top because they're going to be... okay, go either way. Damn. Okay, well I remember, or try and remember that. I'm going to get these wheels out and give them a clean, because they have to come out this way before the motor goes back in. Alright, let me get them out, clean them. I'm going to do these one at a time. Right, I'll bring you back when the wheels are clean and we're ready to reinstall everything. Okay? Okay. Right, everything's clean. I've figured out which way round this goes. So I just need to remember and get this little gear, because this little axle actually connects the gears between the two sides. So it's crucial that that goes in. Okay, let's get this in. Took me a minute or 10 to figure this out, because these wires actually cross over and it goes over this side. Oh, it's a big thing. So let's get one screw in at the moment to hold it together, and that was the shiny ones, I believe. At least I hope it was. Let's find out. I can only put in one for now, so I'm not going to go all the way tight, because the other thing I have to get in is this thing here. So he can go sort of the way in, part of the way in, slide that one back out again, and we can get our brushes and springs down these little holes. So one little brush. You may have guessed that I ran out of gloves. I need to go and get more gloves. So I'm a wee bit mock-it today. Right, brush down that wee hole. Oh, how hard can it be? Get in there. Okay, spring. So now we need to push that spring down while we slide that tab across. Like so. One down. Right, let's get the other one down. Or in. One brush. One spring. Screwdriver just to push the spring down. Get the tab across. Lovely. And we can get our other screw in now. Snug that down, snug the first one down, and that's ready to go back in. Now, got to make sure wheels are under those wipers. And I did clean the axles as well. So the wheels are supposed to be where they're supposed to be. The wipers are on the outside of the rims. This can go in now, so this actually gets pushed over that way. And obviously I have to get the bottom of the motor block over all the axles without snagging that wire. Something like that, I believe. Yep, I think that's about right. And that makes contact with that little gear down there. Okay, so I've still to put a little bit of grease around there. I just want to get this screw together just now. So we have 3 screws to go on down there. I think they're all the same. Put the middle one in first. Not all the way tight until I get the other 2 in. Okay, they're all snug as a bug. Everything looks where it should be. I'm just going to get a bit of grease on this big cog. And the little one there. Just a wee smidge along the bottom ones as well. Let's just spread that about a little bit. Try and keep it off the wheels. Okay, and just a little bit of oil down that shaft there, that one there, another dribble in there. Need to find somewhere to put this bulb. I don't know which way is forward, because that bulb's, the wire's not long enough to go to there. Must go over there. Yeah, I'm going with that. So I suppose we should put the shell on and test it. I think we're done. No, I'll tell you what we'll do first. We'll give it a quick bench test, shall we? Just make sure. Right, controller. Power halfway. More power. And it's going to need the usual run in, circulate the grease and dry off the armature commutator thingamajig. Probably easier to do it with the motor first. Yeah, it's going to need to burn off some crap. Come on. Bit forward, bit in reverse. Lovely. Okay, so shell back on. I need to get a bit of tape just to hold that down again. And we are good for the big reveal testy thing. Not testy, test thing. Okay. See you trackside. Now, remember folks, these are not premium models. Let's just be happy if they make it around my track in one piece. Okay, so we'll start with the F40PH. Come on. Obviously it needs to burn off some gunk. Get going. Okay, here it goes. Oh, he's not on the track right. That's not going to help at all, is it? Right, now it goes. This is the one that's only got pickup at the front and then plastic wheels at the back with all the traction tyres. So it needs to go fairly fast over the points. Give it one more at full speed. It's also got way too much weight for that tiny engine. When I say engine, I mean the electric motor. I'm sure it'll be fine after a few laps. Okay, next. I don't even know what make this is. It's very similar to the one we just saw, but it's a bit lighter, so it should go a bit better. We can but hope. It's already better than the last one. This one does at least have all-wheel pickup, but it's just rear-wheel drive. Yeah, so it's not pausing over the points. Makes a huge difference having all-wheel pickup, doesn't it? Much better. Well, considering it wasn't even moving before when we first started. So that's an early Bachmann. It's a shame because they're quite noisy until they move to the all-wheel drive. Okay, and finally, the little CP rail switcher. This one apparently liked to jump off the track and it was very jerky. But it's got a very short wheelbase, so it's going to have to go a wee bit quicker as well to go over the points. And he's gone backwards. A wee bit noisy at the moment, probably need a few laps. Right, one more lap at full speed. And we are done. And so concludes the Max Pack challenge. I can get back to work on my own trains. I've got quite a few decoders to install, and obviously I've got a whole layout to build. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. It's been fun. Actually, it's been a good learning experience. I know what I like, and I know what's really difficult. Steam engines. So, possibly won't be getting too into steam engines. I like diesels. So, again, thank you to all my lovely members, Patreon members, YouTube members, gift givers, and all subscribers, old and new, especially the old ones that have been with me from the start. Really appreciate you. Okay, I've been up for like 5 days solid, so I'm going for a sleep. Bye.